Evel Knievel, the man who defied gravity, fear, and death itself, suddenly stopped risking it all after one strange, chilling phone call. For years, fans thought he was invincible, a living legend of courage and madness. But what could possibly terrify a man who had already broken nearly every bone in his body? This is the untold story of the phone call that ended Evel Knievel's daredevil days forever. And the haunting secret behind it. Evel Knievel was not just a stuntman. He was a force of nature. In the 1960s and 70s, when television was still young and America was searching for heroes, Knievel rode into living rooms as the embodiment of reckless courage. His jumps over buses, fountains, and canyons made him a household name, a symbol of the fearless American dream. Each time he revved his Harley-Davidson, the world held its breath. But behind that daring smile and flamboyant swagger was a man consumed by pain, obsession, and a growing sense of mortality. It wasn't a crash or a failed stunt that finally broke Evel Knievel. It was a phone call that no one expected. By the late 1970s, Knievel had already achieved global fame and infamy. He had attempted over 75 jumps, survived countless injuries, and become a pop culture icon. Kids played with Evel Knievel action figures, and even his failures became legendary. But success came with shadows. His body was failing, his personal life was in shambles, and his once blinding confidence had started to flicker. Then, one night, as the story goes, Evel received a phone call that would change everything. No one knew exactly what was said, only that after that call, the man who had laughed in the face of death refused to ride again. Some say the call came from a close friend, warning him about a deadly setup involving his next big jump, one that could have ended in certain death. Others whisper it was something more mysterious, a psychic, a religious figure, or even someone from his past who knew a dark secret about him. Evel was known to be a superstitious man despite his macho image, and those who were close to him said he was visibly shaken after the call. For a man who never backed down from anything, to see Evel Knievel rattled was unsettling. After that night, he quietly canceled several planned stunts, including one rumored to be his most dangerous yet. A massive leap over a stretch of desert that would have shattered his own records. Publicly, he cited health issues and family matters. Privately, he told a friend, "I've seen the signs. It's not worth it anymore." Think that statement stunned his fans and colleagues. This was the man who once said he'd rather die in the air than live on the ground. What could make such a man suddenly fear the jump? Evel tried to reinvent himself as a promoter and motivational speaker, but something was gone. The spark, the fire, it had vanished. The same man who once soared above roaring crowds now spoke with quiet resignation. Some believe he was haunted by visions of his own death, triggered by that mysterious call. Others think he finally realized that fate had given him more chances than he deserved, and the next one might be his last dot as the years went by. Evel never spoke publicly about who was on the other end of that call. Some biographers believe it might have been a warning from someone within the stunt industry, revealing that equipment he planned to use was sabotaged or unsafe. Others believe it was a deeply personal conversation that forced him to confront the cost of his fame, the pain he'd caused his family, the years of reckless living, and the countless near-death experiences. Whatever the truth, that phone call marked the end of Evel Knievel's legendary career in the end. The man who had tempted death for decades finally listened to the one message he couldn't ignore. Evel Knievel lived the rest of his life as a symbol of courage, but also of consequence. His silence about that phone call only deepened the mystery, leaving fans to wonder what could possibly stop the man who feared nothing. Maybe it wasn't fear at all. Maybe it was fate calling one last time.